Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and this amazing Swell series. I'm Aditya. In this series, we'll be seeing the basics of Swell, and this series is perfect for beginners. So before we begin, actually, I would like to thank you each and every one of you for helping us reach 1K subscribers mark. Uh, I guess this is my first video after crossing that mark, and I would like to like take this opportunity to thank you, all of you. Thank you very, very much. It's your constructive feedback and your support, guys, that has helped this channel to reach this mark. Please keep loving it and please make sure that you provide your constructive feedback so that I can improve in each of my next videos. Well, so let's start with the Svelte series. So here, let's understand what is Svelte. It's a JavaScript framework for creating web application. So you can create a single page application or you can create a server-side rendered application. And for server-side render, if you want to make it easy, there is SvelteKit, something similar to how React has Next. So Svelte has SvelteKit, how Vue has Next, Svelte has SvelteKit. So in the same way, SvelteKit could be used for that. But for single page application, we have Svelte. Now, this series will be focusing, as I said, mostly on the basic concepts of the Svelte. So the docs of Svelte, they are very well written. So you could see like each of the topic for Svelte framework, it's all covered over here. Plus they have their own playground, which they call it tutorial, where you can test whatever concept you learn. For instance, let's say if I want to look for props, so I can go for over that section and just have a play around over here. So overall it makes it helps actually to learn Svelte, and it makes it very easy to learn. So pros and cons, of course, it's a framework, so there will be pros and cons. Pros are like you write less code, know what you're doing, truly reactive. That's what it says here in three cards. So compared to React, you have less boilerplate to write. Also, compared to Vue's option APIs or other, you have less boilerplate to write. And also, in terms of DOM, so React and Vue, they have behind the scene virtual DOM. For in Swell, there is no such concept. So it compiles all your code to tiny frameworkless vanilla JavaScript. So it makes it faster. And in terms of reactivity, you will see, like as we proceed forward, you'll see managing reactivity in Svelte is way easier compared to React and easier compared to Vue. But overall, of course, there will be cons because everything has pros and cons again. So in terms of cons, what I personally find is it has like the routing system. It's a bit complicated compared to Vue and easy compared to React. So in terms of these three frameworks, I feel like Svelte router is not that matured, of course, because it's a new system. It's my personal opinion, by the way. It might differ from the online resources. Secondly, like as you will see, like this framework is gaining popularity recently. So in terms of community size, the compared to React or Vue, the community is smaller there, but of course it is increasing rapidly. So who knows, maybe in a couple of years or maybe in near time, you might have Svelte having a large community base. So of course, as the community is small, so their library support and everything, it's not that much in number compared to React. So there are pros and cons. Well, so seeing all these, let's begin by creating a simple Svelte project. So here we have a simple example of creating a Svelte project using Vue. So what we are going to do is we'll open our command line. Go inside this. There we go. Now here I'll create a project. So what I'm going to do is let's copy this command, paste it over here, and then we are going to say I'm going to name this as Svelte app, and I'm going to keep it a template of Svelte. So we'll say yes. Then we want Svelte JavaScript, not with the Svelte script, but just the JavaScript one. And then we go to Svelte app, npm install, and this will install all our dependencies and libraries. So we'll just wait till it finishes. Okay, so now let's open this project with VS Code. All right, so now we have opened this project with VS Code. So here we have the basic structure. So we have first like VS Code folder, of course, for VS Code configurations, the node modules folder to have all our JavaScript packages. Once they install, they go inside this node modules folder, so they all are dumped over here. So public, that's for the node modules folder. Then the public folder, uh, as the name suggests, whatever assets you put here, let's say images or videos that you want to use in your website or on your front end, you can put it inside the public folder, and then you can simply use them. SRC folder is the main, I would say, like the JavaScript or business logic folder for us, where whatever JavaScript you are going to write or whatever Svelte code we are going to write, that's going to get compiled from this SRC folder. It's going to get compiled, and then we will have a final JavaScript ready bundle, because browsers only understand JavaScript. They don't understand Svelte, Vue, React, whatnot. They only understand JavaScript. So this SRC folder will be compiled, and then we will have a final dist folder or some production ready folder. Now, here we have index.html, and as you will see, this index.html, as we are in this series, we will be dealing with only single page application side of Svelte. You will see this index.html is very typical and very similar to Vue or React SPA's index.html. So if you create a Vue project or React project, you will see like similar index.html where you have like a basic bare minimum structure. Then we will have a div with some ID, in this case it's app, and we have an entry JavaScript file, in this case main.js. Now what it's going to do is our main.js will have the logic to render our web app inside this div with ID app. Now that main.js could be found inside SRC folder. You will see main.js. Now here, first we are importing our CSS file. So app.css, in this case, as we are importing in main.js, so in this case it's acting as a global CSS file. Then we are importing our first entry component. So now, similar to Vue or React, we have three files here: index.html, app or main.js, in this case it's main.js, and then app.svelte. In Vue we have app.vue, in React we might have app.js, in the here we have app.svelte. So app.svelte will have our all the components bring in, or all other components brought in indirectly, directly, so that we can render in the div inside our index.html. Now how do we render it? We just simply bring in our app component, which is app.svelte. Then we pass to that component a function, a parameter. We pass a parameter of object, and in that we specify the target where we want this app to be rendered, or where we want this component to be rendered. In this case, we are saying that we want this to be rendered inside an HTML element with ID app, and that we can find it over here inside our index.html. So pretty straightforward. Sorry, not here. Here, pretty straightforward. And then we just need to export this app variable that we have just created, or app instance that we have created. Now we are exporting it so that Svelte can use it when it creates the final JavaScript bundle. Now, that being said, if we go to app.svelte, this is our entry component where we have, like, you will, if you see the structure is very similar to Vue, where you have script, HTML, and CSS. However, in Svelte, you don't need to wrap your HTML inside a template tag. All you have is just like simple HTML, like plain minimal HTML or plain vanilla HTML. And JavaScript is again going to be very simple vanilla JS. Of course, there will be some helpers for us, like the event helpers and all other helpers as we go forward. But you will notice that if I just take an example of this counter app or this counter component that comes from lib, of course, we can name it counter components folder, but for now, all our components will go inside this lib folder. Now, in this counter, we will see the part of reactivity, but the point I'm trying to make here is you will see like it's the reactive or the states that we define in the component. They are defined as vanilla JavaScript variables. Compared to React, we have useState. For Vue, we have ref if we are using setup script or composition API. So in Svelte, it's plain minimal or vanilla JavaScript, you could say. Now, if I run this project, so if we just do npm run dev, then we just need to visit this URL in the browser. So I'll just copy this from here. go to my browser over here and just paste it over here, and there we go. So this here we have our Svelte project being up and running. Config.js, if you have used Vite before, then you will always see Vite config.js being present over there, and inside that we need to pass the plugins because Vite supports React, Vue, Svelte, and also Vanilla.js. But in this case, as we are focusing only on Svelte, so we just pass the Svelte plugin from Svelte.js Vite plugin Svelte, and then we tell Vite, okay, when you bundle this, when you compile this, compile it as a Svelte project. So that's the minimal, you would say, the project folder that we get. Now in the next video, we'll be looking into the concept of creating a component and concept of passing data to it via prompts. So see you in the next video. Till the next time, goodbye.